Okay, good morning and welcome, guys. It is Monday. It is time for that triple D, the DVDM Markets daily dose. Now, guys, listen, we have a jam-packed week. Listen, if you've been taking time off in the last couple of weeks, if you've been slacking, this week is no time to slack. We have a jam-packed week. Now, let's start off. Let's have a look at what is in news for today, relate to markets and charts that I'm busy looking at. Then we're going to look at the rest of the week. Today, tomorrow, Wednesday is going to be massive. So let's jump in and let's have a look. We're going to start off with some of the fundamentals that we can expect to see coming out today. So we have a fairly clean day. The only item that's going to cause a little bit of a ruckus in the markets is going to be the services PMI data, purchaser manager index, or otherwise inflationary data that's coming out at 4:24 on the dollar. So this is what we're going to be watching out for to give us some dollar strength and or weakness. Now, why do I say that? Because there's a ton of charts that are primed and ready for this particular move. So without further ado, let me jump into the charts. I'm going to show you really quickly some of my favorite trades, my favorite charts. Then I'm going to jump into the chaos of what we're about to see this week. So let's have a look at it. First and foremost, I want to start off on gold, right? Gold is at a pivotal moment in time where we're currently sitting. We're seeing at that 1964 level. We've seen gold have this beautiful rally. Also, as a plus, for those of you who are in parts of DVDM Markets Premium Plus, I will be teaching you the gold breakout strategy that happens every single morning that you can take advantage of. So stay tuned for that. If you're not part of that, less than $1 a day, link down below. Jump in, get signed up. Absolutely amazing signals and content delivered right to your phone. But looking at where we are in gold, gold made a slight pullback. Any sort of dollar weakness, right, will prompt gold to break that 1967. It's a psychological level. It's held gold in place for quite a number of time. Now, if we break above this, it's going to be potentially all the way past that $2,000 to an ounce of gold. Now, my next favorite chart is going to be USD, and USD is sitting at a very pivotal moment in time. Currently looking at a 5-minute time frame, I can drop to 15, but as you can see here, we're failing to make any of these higher highs, right? If I just zoom in a little bit closer here, you'll see that we've made this rally back up to this high, but there's something happening that in the pipeline that can jeopardize currently all indices across the board. Now, in the temporary and short term, being today, any sort of PMI data that's negative for the dollar may give us the boost to break through the ceiling. However, when I show you what's going to be happening later when it comes down to the Fed, when it comes down to some of these earnings reports, that may change this dramatically. However, short term for today, we're looking for weakness in the dollar to break through this level. My next favorite trade, my next favorite chart I spoke about earlier in the week. This is currently US 100, otherwise known as NASDAQ. We were currently sitting in this area this week, and I was telling you guys that we may hit and bounce off of this level. You go to previous videos, the 88.2. But I would be looking for buy zones lower down, closer to that 78.6. Now, just as I've said, prices have pulled back down, and I will be looking at this not necessarily for today, but potentially what happens with the Fed on Wednesday evening. Now, you may be asking, Dane, what's happening with the Fed Wednesday evening? Well, let me show you guys. We are in for a jammed-packed week. This week, we get the federal interest rate decision. This is big, this is massive. Markets move around this decision. When Federal Reserves choose to raise or lower interest rates, the ripple effects are huge across the markets. They are just massive, right? At the moment, there's a very, very big likelihood the Fed is going to raise interest rates by another 25 basis points, 0.25% on the base interest rate. Now, in the past, this has not been good for stocks, because what this does is it makes government yields, government bonds, government treasury bonds far more attractive than the stock market because the interest rates have been increased. So traditionally, this has had a bad effect on indices. And so that is why we are potentially looking at this as an aspect to what we will be trading in terms of US 100, USD. However, big announcement, if you're part of Premium Plus, we will be streaming this live on Wednesday evening. So we'll be streaming the interest rate announcement. That's going to be coming out, and then 30 minutes later, the Powell speech of why they made these decisions, etc. As you guys know, these events are massive. We see huge volatility across the markets when these things happen. So I will be streaming this live. You're part of Premium Plus, again, less than $1 a day. I will be streaming this live. We'll be trading this live. We'll be having a ton of fun. It's a trade-a-thon. You know what it's all about. Over and above that, right? On Tuesday, which is tomorrow evening, we have two big tech companies releasing their earnings reports. We have both Google and Microsoft releasing their quarterly earnings reports. Now, I will be streaming this live as well. This is tomorrow evening, and this is where we get the earnings data, the assumed earnings per share, and then we listen in on the investor call to understand a bit more about these companies. Now, you know, Google and Microsoft are part of US 100. So depending what they say in those earnings calls, that's going to be a massive opportunity to take some hits on US 100 USD. Then on Wednesday evening, over and above Powell on the Federal Reserve interest rates, we then also have Meta, otherwise known as Facebook, also giving us their earnings call, their earnings reports and earnings call. So Tuesday, Wednesday, guys, cancel plans, call in sick, do whatever you got to do, is going to be massive on the trading scene. Today, for me, it's by looking at past data, going through past analysis, going through past interest rates, past announcements, and building these trends and probabilities over what it is we could expect to see and or do. So guys, this week's gonna be massive. Don't know what you have on your plans, cancel your plans. If you don't have an HFM account, guys, listen, at 5 o'clock today, the $500 100% deposit tradable bonus expires, meaning you can no longer access it. Go ahead, open up HFM account, only and exclusive to DVDM Market community members only. Go and do your deposits up to 100% of that deposit, up to $500. It's a tradable drawdown deposit bonus to take your trading to the next level. So guys, we are in for a big week. There's a lot I want to speak about today, but I just want to jam pack it into something quick and easy for you to understand. Each day I'll be breaking these things down. Prior to the federal rate interest decision, we will obviously have our live stream. I'll take you through all the past data, all the past analysis, what could happen. We will set up orders together. We will trade together. We're going to do the same for the interest rate decision. We can do the same for Google, Microsoft earnings. We can do the same for Meta earnings. So again, if you want to be a part of Premium Plus, down below. Guys, if you're not with HFM, what are you doing? Guys, there is no other broker in the world right now that I believe you should be with other than HFM. The support is amazing. The people are amazing. The technology, the services, the instruments, the account types. Do yourself a favor, link down below, open that account, get started. If you haven't done so already, my Quantum Growth Markets free academy is down in the link below. 8 hours of me teaching you everything you need to know and so much more. Outside of that, guys, listen, you know the deal. Be safe, trade safe. This is your Triple D, and I'll see you a little bit later.